Season number 130 starts now for Texas. Short kick to Phillips.
That's what jumps out when you watch Chandler Rogers play.
There's Knight in motion. He is the go-to receiver. Andrew Henry gets the first snap at running back, and we already have a penalty.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty.
And so after we just got
beating yourself, and penalties obviously will hurt you.
Moro Ojimo, Keandre Coburn in the middle for the Texas defensive line. DeMarvion Overshown starting at linebacker. Coburn nearly gets the tackle. The rest of the deep
zones, a lot of reads. Right here, you see Ovi setting the edge. Coburn comes through. You make a running back bubble. You allow your defense to pursue.
And then kind of disappeared. He is one of the emerging talents on the edge for this Texas defense. 2nd and 21. Not where you want to be. Flushed. Rogers in pursuit is Anthony Cook. A 3-linebacker look. DeMonte Tucker Dorsey, FCS All-American last season for James Madison, checks in, and there was some movement which leads to a flag. Was DeMarvion Overshown offside?
Offside, number 0, defense in the neutral zone at the snap, 5-yard penalty. Repeat,
and that is
down.
an offside. Kubik decides to stretch the field and roll the dice on 3rd and long. Rogers to throw. Boogie Knight, and it's broken up. The PBU by the line here in Austin.
The thing we talk about a lot. How can you play tighter coverage? If you're too loose, be physical. Get your hands.
Coordinator out there. Worthy standing on. He's on 35. Blocked, swallowed, engulfed, picked up, and it's Robinson. Kalen Robinson, Texas on the board.
Didn't fall on the ball. He scooped it, and he scored. Deshaun Jameson with the block.
Punt return touchdown. Now he's got a punt block to his name as well as the extra point he wants to be in, right? You got a 7-0 lead before you take your first snap.
And this is also the spot that the defense needs to grow in.
Here, the bottom of the screen, the other Ohio State transfer, Ryan Watts, the boundary corner. A run up the middle by Malik Jackson.
Harry talked to the coaches in the offseason about getting better. We're seeing it.
Knight in motion. Rogers rolling. Vernon Broughton in pursuit. Over the middle, nearly picked up. And Green making that catch.
Great grab, but even better throw. The second thing that stands out of his decision-making of Chandler Rogers, you see accuracy. He's an extremely accurate quarterback. That throw was placed in a perfect spot.
Elusiveness, the ability to throw on the run. That's another run up the middle, not
to the ball. His quickness is what stands out the most.
Henry bounces it out and wrap him.
And you have a zone read scheme. Of course, you want to be aggressive, but great run. Number 1, he avoids the tackle, gets you at positive yards.
Ford make that stop. 3rd and 6 for Rogers. Sorrell with the sack.
In an inside rush. There's a lot of new offensive linemen on this Louisiana Monroe football team. A lot of guys transferred in, transferred out. You see the great hands by Sorrell on the inside move. If you go inside, you have to make sure you went outside. There was an inside pressure. He won inside, but
now the Warhawks will try to get this one off. Devin McCormick to punt, no pressure there. An opportunity for Worthy. Bijan Robinson starting tailback, and it goes to Bijan. Left side. And Robinson, 7th in the FBS in yards from scrimmage last season. Ewers will throw. Clean pocket. Worthy's wide open. And coming
by Quinn Ewers. You have a safety in the middle of the field. Quinn Ewers staring down Xavier Worthy, near interception. Great play by Worthy, knocking the ball down in that situation. To him quicker as opposed to air it out so the safety doesn't have a chance to make that play.
Empty on 3rd and 7 for Ewers. Now flushed, looking to the sideline, and this one's going to be picked off.
Comes in, the ball slightly overthrown. There's pressure up front. Huge interception by Edom. Those are the plays that change the game.
This is going to be the process. Young quarterback like this, they will be coaching all season long throughout the game. The coordinator for the Warhawks. New coordinators on both sides. Rogers, flushed by Sorrell, hit hard, receivers open and stretching.
You want to be a playmaker. That's why you transfer in.
And there's a hit. Sorrell just though playing with a chip on his shoulder. And here is a little reverse to Howell. The sweep met by Jaron Thompson. Knight in the backfield with Malik Jackson. Rogers will pull it to Knight, and that will be good. First down yardage. Slipping a tackle by Keaton Crawford.
And he's always open. He finds himself always available. Leading receiver from last year. Beautiful play design by Kubik. Going off the zone read action.
So inside the scoring zone, inside the 30. And hit immediately. Moro Ojimo in the receiver and running back, the offensive line. That is the most inexperienced spot of this Warhawks offense. The BB, and that one was nearly picked off.
It's open, he's throwing it to you. There's no hesitation, there's no doubt. That was a rocket, we will say, but there's no hesitation with Chandler Rocket.
Play clock winding down, just 3 on the clock. Rogers will not get it off in time.
Prior to the snap, timeout, ULM.
9, big play here. Rogers stepping up in the pocket, has a man, and complete. Darian White.
Weighted it through a dime.
Felt it from Ogofu. Jamison in the coverage. And here we go. The Texas defense, concern number 1 coming into the season. And UL is now at the 5. First and goal, Malik Jackson, the running back. Rogers going end zone. They've got big receivers for the Sun Belt. Rogers keeping it, sweeping left side, got a chance, and he's to the fullback in for the Warhawks. Overshown, got him.
And you go, overshown, you see him right on the edge. He wasn't blocked. That's the speed factor that Texas has been looking for on the edge. If Overshown's not there, that's a touchdown.
Oh yeah. No shot though with his in America. 25-yarder, and it's up and good. So the back
want to exploit that doubt.
Robinson and Whittington back. This will be a pooch kick into the hands of Gunnar Helm. At tailback, Jatavion Sanders, second-year tight end in motion. Right to Robinson, tiptoeing, finding his running lane. Easy for Bijan to find.
Running back, an explosive running game. Bijan Robinson right here. You see the lane, but better yet, there's vision. Bijan Robinson has the vision to cut the ball back.
Offensive line. They got younger with a season-ending injury to Junior Ongelau, and there is going to be a tackle in the back for you after spring football.
After spring ball, a lot of Power 5 players left ULM.
Back to Robinson, running behind Sanders. Staying up, and this was some of the screen. Robinson trying to bounce. What
for it?
Yeah, this may be Dicker territory, but not with the new guys. Ewers on the run. Jatavion Sanders.
Fourth down, going for it. You love the calmness and the coolness in the pocket. Notice Quinn Ewers, his eyes are always downfield.
Texas going fast now. Robinson, good acceleration, slips out of one tackle, stays upright when it looked like he was on his way. There are not many running backs better in America at forcing missed tackles than Bijan Robinson. 8 at the bottom of the line. Sanders, a very good blocker. And this is Roshan Johnson in. Pass to Sanders, wide open. And
best pass catchers. What makes him even more special is the fact that he can block. Obviously, there's a busted assignment here. Someone's got to be on Sanders as he runs almost like a mini wheel route to the flat and up in the end zone.
Really committed under Tom Herman. Sark signed him last
go. Bingo.
Short kick, and that's off the fingertips into the hands of Boogie Knight. And Boogie Knight is brought down by DeMarvion Overshown. Good spin up the middle. Positive yards on first down for the
yards.
That's Andrew Henry at running back. And Henry is met immediately to Barhawks 2 for 5 on third down. Here's a 3rd and 6. Rodgers to pass, stepping up, scrambling. This is what he does best, and that is a first down.
As soon as he wants to go, he's gone. Notice his eyes are downfield. Doesn't see it, he's gone. There are a couple games last year ran for over 40 yards, 50 yards in game.
Rodgers and Kubik together again, now at ULM. There's Malik Jackson trying to stutter step through some traffic. 2nd and 8 for Rodgers. Back to Jackson, Prince Dorba, and Tucker Dorsey. Both
7. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And that hurts. As that
You have to not beat yourself. You see the flinch right there.
Crawford and Coffey, the safeties for the Longhorns here on 3rd and 10. To the left side, Jameer Johnson with the O's like Jet Bush in.
The thing about this route, so you run it to the sticks, but you have to run it a couple yards past the sticks because you know it was more of a return. It wasn't a punt block. I want to see the strategy on this punt.
Jet Bush on the left side does not get in. This will bounce short. Worthy's going to scoop it up. An aggressive play there by 4th down and 1 for the touchdown. A little tighter bunch here for the Longhorns. Swing pass to Worthy. And the
pass, put the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
So the young offensive line will have time to get into this group as we see a flag fly. Starting at left tackle tonight, Kelvin Banks Jr., true freshman from Summer Creek High School in Humble. Cole Hudson.
Snap infraction. Number 65. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Hudson, true freshman, starting at right guard. That was on Jake Majors, the returning sophomore at center. And you see what Kyle Flood is trying to do. He is trying to put the experience he does have in between the inexperience on the offensive line. Worthy in motion. And Ewers swings it to Worthy. He's got some good blocks, including Tari. And they let Ewers let it fly. Johnson moves up. Here's pressure on the run to Gunnar Helm. The tight end receivers, and they block.
And it's almost like you're a security blanket. See Gunnar Helm right here. He sits, he moves, he shuffles, he slides with the quarterback. That's best friend.
First 3rd down conversion for the Horns tonight. Casey Kane makes the catch, slips one tackle to the left side, 40-yard line. The Louisiana kid cutting it up and down to the 15-yard line. I don't know if there's too many better ways to make Casey Kane with a huge game.
Wide receiver number 3. People say next man up. You never know when your opportunity is going to be. Isaiah Nayor, the transfer from Wyoming, gets injured. Casey Kane has a huge opportunity.
44 yards. Roshan, the nice cut. Roshan, end zone.
Roshan Johnson, a former quarterback. Look at his vision. He cuts straight downfield. And one thing about him, he's determined to get in the end zone. He sees not only green grass, the orange end zone. He wants to get in the end zone. Dominant, determined, physical, leader.
And true freshman, first time since 2015. Texas starting true freshman at tackle.
The thing about that game last year, K-State, there's a lot of wildcat. He played quarterback essentially while running.
Stone kicks it away. Boogie Knights in and out of his hands. Picked up a foot into the end zone.
Number 17 of the return team signaled fair catch. A different receiver recovered the football in the end zone. By rule, the ball is dead at that point. Therefore, it's a touchback. After the play is over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit. Number 52 of the return team, half the distance to the goal from the touchback spot. It's first down.
Signaled for the fair catch. did not make the catch. Phillipson recovers, and it's a touchback. It was in the person has had a couple of miscues with the hands so far tonight. Henry trying to get past DeMarvion Overshown. 2nd and 6. To Henry again, has somewhere to run. Overshown first contact, and good job to get past Coffee.
Henry's 5'10", 198, but he's physical. Look at the vision. He sees the opening. He sees the gap. You can't get upfield as an outside linebacker. And so once Henry sees that, he breaks.
Bottom line is it ULM moves the chains, fresh 1st and 10. Back to Jackson. Vernon Broughton is there.
All of a sudden, you put the ball in there. It's not a run. It's a play pass.
That's what we got here. Rodgers rolling out, throwing on the run. A BB on the run. Tough pitch. Ohio State as a walk-on running back. Transferred to Akron, where he was a running back and receiver for Terry
The little things, well, you notice he does all the little things. His hands, and we saw a couple miscues here, but that's what you notice with him.
Ryan Watts trying to signal something defensively. Going to Watts' side, and Watts is there to make the stop.
6'3", he's 206. Notice him, he's communicating, but once that ball snapped, he's ready. He steps up, stays square, makes the tackle. DBs, watch tape. That's the way you do it.
And this positively with the rush game. 1.2 per carry on 1st down. That will not help the cause on 2nd down. Overshown full steam ahead the last season and really disappeared after that. A combination of Sorrell and Overshown setting up a 3rd and long.
Back all day. Let's see what Overshown does here.
Ford and Tucker Dorsey, the linebackers. Rodgers, how is he eluding pressure here? Trying to stay up, but it's Overshown.
A yard, half a yard closer. Notice that long arm, right? Speed, chase, relentless. When you talk about playing defense, it's about...
Not sure there's anyone that plays harder, plays with more emotion on this Texas team than Overshown. Line drive punt. Worthy's going to the sideline. Going to try to reverse field. Gets a block by Keelan Robinson. Has room to work. To the sideline. Still going. One man to beat, but can't beat him.
Defense and on special teams.
We even saw Michael Taff, who was on that coverage unit and made sure to back off.
Is that the kick returner was out of bounds at the 34-yard line. After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Number 8, kicking team, 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. 1st down, Texas.
It's one of the hidden parts of the game. Talk about field position. You see a huge return right there, plus a penalty. Special teams changes things.
As good as you possibly could ever hope for. Quinn Ewers back to work, play action. Dump down to Bijan. Bijan through 1 tackle to the 4.
8 yards on it. Huge, huge little things.
And has completed 6 in a row. Bijan shows the shiftiness.
And watch him get skinny in this gap. I mean, there's 2 defenders outside. He leans outside, he cuts it up. He's a big back, but he plays.
Little pop pass, Worthy, 10-yard line. 10.
Notice how Sark is trying to get Ewers more patient.
As Ewers playing his first significant snaps in his college start on Texas. Also told us
prior to the snap, full start, number 78, offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's on the young fella, Kelvin Banks. This goes back to what Kyle Flood said about both Banks and Hudson and what makes them so good.
Sometimes it's easy for things to get to your head. You make a mistake, gets in your head. Competitive maturity, you let it pass you.
Ewers, again, flush, trying to switch directions, and that's a big...
Ledette, 6'2", 293, from Orange, Texas. He played O-line and D-line in high school. Talk about the lead.
Making a play like that. So 2nd and goal. Backed way up at the 24, a flag before the snap. That goes to Sanders. Sanders spinning out of 1 and gets it to the where?
Illegal formation, offense, more than 4 players in the backfield at the snap. That penalty's declined. It's 3rd down.
In goal from the 23 or 24 yard line. You don't have very many plays. That play right there, second and a screen, 3rd and goal. You don't have very many plays for this. So I wonder if Sark is going to try and get it closer for a field goal.
Ewers, clean pocket. Worthy's open, overthrows him. Worthy. Now this is going to be interesting here. It's field goal time. Folks, field goal kicking has been suspect at best during camp. 41 yards out. Up and good. 24-3. Longhorns lead. And Stone will put this one into the end zone. One of the absolutely stacked aspects of this team, the running back room. Rogers scrambling safely. Do you push the envelope or take your time here? There's Henry. And fights to get back to the line of scrimmage and actually add to.
Momentum can shift. You get a score before half. You get the ball back, or maybe you get a score before half and you stop the other team. Those point shifts, momentum shifts.
Two freshmen checking in. That's Ethan Burke, standout freshman from Westlake, top of the defensive line. Head down for Henry. It looks like it's going to be just shit quarterback. For the moment, looks like ULM will go for it. Up under center, Texas responds. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Rogers trying to get Texas to jump. They are not taking the bait. Another check with me. And this is going to be a timeout. Another punt from McCormick from his 20. This one is low. Worthy makes the catch. Slips out of one-leg tackle. He's got the sideline and steps out. And so good field position for Texas. They will start this one at the -40 with 1:26. And this is exactly what Steve Sarkisian probably wants to see. Early season, you got the game in a spot you want. Now work on some stuff that may pop up against Alabama. 2-minute drill time.
2-minute drill, and it's huge, especially getting game live action reps. You can do a 2-minute drill in practice, but it's different when you have a different defense, different opponent going against you. So this, as interesting or crazy as it sounds, this is a huge drive for Quinn Ewers' development. What do you look like in a 2-minute drill, end of half scenario?
Sanders at the bottom of your screen. It's a good jump off the line. A little screen to Bijan. And Bijan takes it to the 45-yard line in ULM territory before Anthony Campbell brings him down. And we have a Texas offensive lineman down. Looks like that is the freshman Kelvin Banks, I believe. And a training camp injury changed the math, changed the dynamic on the offensive line, as that is Kelvin Banks, true freshman, making the start at left tackle. Extremely rare. Kyle Flood has coached some awesome offensive tackles that have started as freshmen, true freshmen. Anthony Davis, Evan Neal. And what he pointed out is those players started at guard before moving to tackle, not left tackle. We'll see what happens. It looks like he maybe rolls up that right ankle. So first and 10 after that nice pickup by Robinson. Ewers over the middle. Robinson lost his footing. It's just, they are young on the offensive line. Christian Jones working on the right side, pressure. Showing the arm strength, another overthrow. That's twice overthrowing Xavier Worthy. And Ewers says, that's all me, my man. 1:03 on the clock. Playing it safe with Robinson. Robinson moves to Texas, still with one timeout left. Sanders in motion. Ewers standing on the 50 to Sanders. Makes a man miss. Lowers the shoulder. And Texas will need a quick timeout.
Target. He's a great route runner. The coach said he's the best on the team. You see the patience by Quinn Ewers. Eyes downfield, trusting his protection. You saw the running back, Bijan Robinson, stayed in a little bit to protect. He made sure everything was clear. Offensive line held up great. Jatavion Sanders forces a missed tackle, gets the...
You think he's going to end up?
No timeouts, 9 seconds, got to get a quick sideline play here.
So ULM with 5 guys at the 10-yard line, and there is for Auburn. Bad hold, and that one is booted.
You have new people, you have a new holder, a new kicker.
That's Isaac Pearson, the puncher, with the hold.
Plays in big-time games.
And another short kick. Whittington steps up to make this. Almost had a shot. The coaching staff feels like he is more comfortable and has gained more confidence. Swing pass to Keelan Robinson. Jordan Whittington, a heck of a block, could not sustain it. And that's
in this recruiting class. They're all big guys. 6 in the 2 deep. You know they're getting younger and bigger offensive line-wise.
Ewers back to pass, and that is off the finger rotation. Banks, Connor, Majors, Hudson, Jones, those are the guys, the dudes behind them on the depth chart as Whittington picks up first.
For them to help communicate and build chemistry. Chemistry matters on the offensive line.
Jake Majors, in the words of the staff, the most consistent player on the offensive line, as Ewers will scramble, and before he got to the line, the flip to Sanders. Sanders showing the speed, tripped up as Diggers is able to make that shoestring stop.
And you notice Quinn Ewers, he almost did a low look pass. His eyes are downfield, but he knows that Sanders when you have a young quarterback.
Jatavion Sanders showing out his debut with meaningful playing time. And able to swing over to the left side with a little more experience to help out Kelvin Banks. And when you do it right, it leads to that.
Ability for running back to catch the ball out of the backfield. And then Jordan Whittington, you have to block. Look at the way he's still on his block. He might still be blocking the defensive back. Jordan Whittington making that block, is what made that play into a touchdown. You don't make a 4-yard gain.
And Texas did lose the receiver that was probably their best perimeter blocker in Marcus Washington. Didn't do much in the pass game in terms of receiving. Very good go by Opa. But the dear mom out there, happy 90th birthday. ULM back on offense, first down carry for a couple of yards. 100-yard rushers in a row against them.
A couple of games they gave up over 300 yards. And before we go too further, I mean, shout out to the Bowden family tree. Yeah. I mean, that's football royalty.
Little sweep, trying to hit the edge.
Bottom playing, looks like it's man-to-man. Showing pressure. Nope, dropping into his own.
A lot of pressure coming. Coburn is there. And for the second time, Baron Sorrell start to let it go. He could be the next great one.
And that's a beautiful rush. That's a stab to a chop. That stab that Baron Sorrell did, it slowed down the offensive lineman. Offensive lineman hand goes low. He chops it down, gets it on the sack. Though he's a younger player, he's counting him out. That's a veteran pass on this team.
He's got the build of an Oscar Giles defensive end from years ago, does he not?
He does. He does.
Fair catch.
Moves. But watch this right here. Inches away from a game.
He already has one touchdown.
Close so often.
Here's Ewers with Robinson behind him in the pistol.
Behind the line of scrimmage. You want that line to be clear so you can make big plays, huge plays.
Whittington to the bottom of the screen. Play action for Ewers. Taking a shot. Looking. And not connecting with Worthy. The deep ball, but has been good with the intermediary and short routes. On the money to Jordan Whittington. Says he wouldn't change his career path for anything. Nice touch to Sanders. I think we are seeing an emerging connection, a budding relationship between Ewers and Jatavion Sanders.
Notice the ease in which that ball was thrown. Quinn Ewers, there was like some players would have to change their footwork. There was just ease. The ball was thrown perfect target to a big target.
25 yards as there is a ULM player down. That's Keedron Callaghan.
Low receiver.
You got it. Sanders is not that. Keelan Robinson in motion. The carry to Bijan Robinson. How does he do it? That's Houdini.
So part of what makes him special is you think he's down and he's not. We talk about contact balance, which is you get hit, you don't go down. Well, more than that, Bijan Robinson has this vision, this ability to slide and slip off of blocks and stay up and find the end zone. Huge play by Bijan.
And did you see Christian Jones finish the block on the right side? Not a good season for Jones a year ago. Staff spent the offseason trying to find a way to get his...
You came from Alabama from a winning culture. You can't be the only team that's losing in the midst of every other athletic department.
Putting your trust into a group of guys that still were part of a 5-7 team a season ago. As that pass is on the money.
Be the guy to change that. It takes humility to say, you know what, let's do this together.
Quick pullback by Rodgers looking for Fred again.
Now you're in a first, but now you got third and short.
Two tight end look. Rasmussen in motion. Up under center is Rodgers. Finds a way to squirt out the right side and picks up the first.
ULM has a couple plays out of this formation, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. One of them is this quarterback sneak. Quarterback sneak, he knew he needed to get 1 yard. Sometimes defensive linemen, you want to.
Rodgers, a sophomore quarterback, arrived at ULM from Blinn College. One of the reasons why he says Cam Newton is his hero. Back shoulder in the catch.
Great coverage, but a better catch by Lloyd. Obviously a bigger receiver. Notice the focus to keep that ball, to catch that ball, even though the coverage was extremely tight.
Yards for Fred Lloyd. They really like their receivers, especially when they get into Sun Belt play. Scholarship players, 35 of the 85 are new to the team. Finkley with the rush, one-handed, no! Jamison, he's thinking house call. Deshaun Jamison has to beat Rodgers. Gilbo with the block. Jamison leaps, and he's in.
Set up his blocker. He knew he didn't have the speed at that moment to run it all the way back. He set it up. He took it inside a little bit. Stayed patient. Got the block. Made it to the end zone.
The shark smelling blood once again. Think about what Deshaun Jamison has done in his career. Kick return for touchdown. Punt return for touchdown. Interception return for...
I was told he was too small. We talked to him earlier this week. He said one of the things is, he said, what's the hardest stuff you've been through? He said, man, they can plays.
He's played a lot of football at Texas and has found...
And this looks like it's going to be business as usual.
45-3 Texas. And we heard from him at corner. The give to Jackson.
Ball probably timing up that blitz.
Burke right up the middle, creeping to the line. Rodgers right into Coburn. There's a flag on the play, but Keandre Coburn is there. Snacks.
Holding, number 72, offense. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
Big. Your hand placement matters a lot. And so you saw the pocket collapse, but Keandre Coburn just walked back the offensive guard into the quarterback's lap. You can do that when the pressure's on.
Applying some of the pressure. 4th and 11. Punt away. Jamison looking for something else. And he's in the Rose Bowl, which changed the projection, the trajectory of both programs. They hit, ready or not, here comes the Crimson Tide. Roshan, left side. They had ultimately ended up with Ewers winning that job. Card trying to step up, gets out of one tackle, and finally brought down this tonight for the first time. And he drops the first snap that goes to him. The Australian on the run, gets the kick off right before.
Snap on the field goal earlier, and then you're seeing this, a dropped punt.
And that was both Pearson.
Live situations bring out different things than practice. That's one thing you have to remember. In practice, there's not as much pressure, but when the game comes, the team is actually coming to block the punt. And so you may take your eye off the ball for a second. This is a great learning experience, but this is not practice anymore. This is the game. And so DKR, stadium's full.
Here comes Jaya Wright. checking in at quarterback. And Isaiah Phillips has had a very interesting route to Monroe, Louisiana. As Knight goes in motion. It was also a heated battle between him and Rogers for the starting quarterbacks last season. A little draw. Burke meets him. It will be brought 4th and 2. And movement all over the place. The ball is never snapped. Even
Full start, number 72, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Turner for Texas. Tariq Milton, a transfer from Iowa State, is back inside the 15. This will sail over his head into the end zone for the touchback.
Center.
Card flushed, hit, gobbled up, and brought down Anthony Campbell's Texas career is over. He's going to do some things to make you say, wow. Card quickly. And that was too low. Here comes the pressure. Card with time. And the catch is made by Gabe Sulcer. So this lets you know about the delicate nature of winning one of these jobs, as that was dangerously close to being blocked. As both 85 yards, leading in both categories. A couple of those huge catches on 4th down. Rogers back at quarterback, lowering the shoulder at the 45-yard line. Be ready for some of those struggles. Nichols comes up next for ULM, and then you've got Alabama as Boogie Knight picks up the first.
Executing our fundamentals, we're making plays.
Rogers, right side tonight.
Single day, week in and week out. That's why you see him consistently make big plays for his team.
And then shortly, his teammates followed as Bennett Galloway falls. The type of work ethic that he puts forward every day. Out of the backfield to Galloway. Tough for him to make that catch. Back out of Donaldson, Louisiana.
Pressure.
There they come off the edge. Rogers got out of it. How did he do it? Richardson brings him down. Louisiana Monroe, 3 points to show for it for this entire game. But Rogers still fighting, even with this one out of hand. When it comes to his haircut, which is, by the way, legit. If you can pull off a mullet, you're an absolute dude. As Roshan Johnson gets the carry. Intimidating mullet of all time. As Texas goes fast, and there he is. Oh no, a flag as Red was trying to run away from everybody.
I saw a couple mullets pulling up
Prior
here.
to the snap, false start, offense. Not all 11 players got set before the snap. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Field for the first time. Essentially been healthy for 4 months as this one goes to Savion Red. Since they get him healthy, he is going to be a huge addition to this receiving corps. And there is Troy O'Meara. This is awesome to see for this young man.
It's the moment where you grow.
That is awesome to see for Troy O'Meara. Back to Roshan. He's got moves as well. Cutting back to the left side. While driving his green, that's Brennan Thompson, the speedster, checking in at receiver. Jonathan Brooks with his first carry. And touchdowns, not in his career, his senior year of 3A football. Lead. Card to Brooks. And Brooks is hit close to the line of scrimmage.
But you still remember you're going against a different type of talent next week.
What's that going to look like against a offensive line of first-rounders to be?
And even on another guy named Dallas Turner, who's one of the best young players in college football.
We haven't even mentioned the defending Heisman champ as Brooks tries to get the edge and cannot get past Vigors. A good tackle, and your stars play out of their mind. And Bijan Robinson is that star. And there's Card on the run.
It takes a team effort to win.
And it's official as Brooks finds his way into the end zone. College game day will be here next week.
A guy like Jonathan Brooks, because you start looking at this running back room and saying, all of our running backs are making plays.
Ooh.
Great job by the offensive line.
Juan Davis
Brooks hit the hole. Brooks found the end zone. It's not just one guy, it's all the guys. That tells me their coach, Tashard Choice, must be teaching it right, and these players must have the talent to make it happen.
Jonathan Brooks, and Tashard Choice is going to love that. That's the most envious man when it comes to about 5 years ago. A guy in a jetpack was commonly thought of the way to spice things up. That doesn't cut it anymore. And here is Callaway cutting it.
After the return, personal foul, late hit, number 10, return team, 15-yard penalty from the end of the kick, correction, the end of the run, first down, ULM.
You can think about is what happened last time in the championship game at the end of the 09 season. With
Heisman Trophy quarterback, really good players, really good running back. Will Texas be able to hold up?
Garrett Hable now the quarterback for ULM. That's a carry for Zach Martin. 3rd and 5 here for ULM. Under 5 minutes left to play. Hable trying to throw on the run, and he's got his man. That's Jevin Frett into the open field, breaking the 50. Frett looking sideline, and a huge...
The block that the running back picked up at the very end. Obviously, Gable made a huge run, but that play could have happened if the back didn't make the block on the edge. That's a 46-yard gain.
Junior from Benton, Louisiana, transfer from Louisiana Tech, and another physical, powerful run.
But also pride in yourself and in your technique, trusting it.
And Luke Brockemeyer in as linebacker, trying to make that tackle, will not, and it is.
3-yard touchdown by Zach Martin. Obviously, you see a missed assignment. Brockemeyer's got to slide over more on that play. The linemen have to hold up stronger and not get washed down. If you get washed down from the nose tackle position.
Engineered by the 3rd-team quarterback, Garrett Hable. Now, understandably, a lot of 2nd, 3rd-team guys on.
Time will tell. Time will tell. You like a big win early, but next week matters a lot. Alabama, speed. That's what you're going to need all season long.
And a new quarterback for the Texas Longhorns. It's the pride of Austin High School, Charles.
That's one thing that it's going to pay off in the long run.
Jaden Blue, true freshman running back, gets the carry. We'll get him late, right up against signing day. As Blue goes down, tackle for
loss. All of it matters.
Trejo is going to punt again, nearly blocked. That's twice. When Trejo is in there, he's gotten it off, but with pressure, so not necessarily on. Could not hang on.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And from an NAIA program to play at Texas. That doesn't happen. I guess this one off. Knight calling for
a big-time return, or there's a penalty. That hidden yardage, it matters.
Hable back at quarterback. Last time he combined with Zach Martin, able to hold and limit the Warhawks to a field goal, but that was quite the drive to get there. And that ball is...
But you're always thinking about what is next? How can we get better?
Screen pass, room to run, and breaking the 50 is Charlie Jordan. As we reach the final 20 seconds, Hable taking a shot. Wilson cannot come up with it.
While you're in phase, you have great coverage. Turn around, get your eyes on. Why? Number one, you may be able to get an interception, but number two, you may avoid what could be pass interference.
And the Texas defense is there to make the stop.